scheduled for one fall with a 25-minute time limit, and it is a street fight! Introducing first, weighing in at 295 pounds, and coming here from the south side of San Antonio, Studstache!
Okay, well, we're moving on after that horrendous display, that vicious assault by Commissioner Zach Taylor against Papa Don. And Felix Rogers, welcome back to the commentary booth.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining me.
to say that our backstage here is in a bit of a disarray is definitely an understatement. I don't think I've ever seen Papa Don brutalized. I've seen people try to push limits, put his hands on Pops, a few times before, but never to this extent. I gotta say, this is not what I was expecting when Commissioner Taylor took over here at AAPW, but I mean, we'll try to keep you updated as much as we can on here. I was back here, wrestling, cooling down after a match, and then this massive fracas going on. I think it's kind of thrown everybody for a loop here, but this is professional wrestling. The show must go on, and I mean, we've got quite the doozy ahead of us here, a street fight. And let me tell you about this man coming into the ring right now, Studstache. He is one of the premier names in the state of Texas when it comes to street fights, hardcore wrestling, everything like that. He knows this style of wrestling like the back of his stash.
That's right, sir. He's making his return here to AAPW, looking to make a name for himself once again in another hardcore match, this time a street fight with the one and only Lawrence Botello.
And their opponent, hailing from Austin, Texas, weighing in at 180 pounds, he is the Law, Lawrence Botello!
And the sound of the war drums as Lawrence Botello makes his way out. Kendo stick and trash can lid, sword and shield in hand. He is prepared for this one. There's anyone that's going to put you through your paces during a hardcore bout, it's definitely going to be Studstache. But Lawrence definitely has the stuff to keep up with it. This is going to be an interesting bout, Felix.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen the Law when he's got violence on his mind, and he can go toe-to-toe with just about anybody. And it'll be interesting to see, though. He definitely gives up a lot of experience, not only in terms of in-ring competition, but also in the street fight way of wrestling. This brawler type, this hardcore. Some guys are born and bred for this kind of violence. And
Your official, Anthony Garza.
And Lawrence Botello's opponent, Studstache, is one of those men. He knows 1,001 ways to brutalize an opponent, much less 1,001 holds.
Oh, absolutely. He's just as much he loves to fight just for the sake of fighting, but he's just as much a wrestler as he is a bloody and brutal brawler.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Studstache close to 300 pounds. So on top of that, very, very, very strong, very big body as well. And you can see it. Speaking of moves, he just caught the kendo stick with his bare hands and just yanked it out of the Law's clutches.
Right. No rhyme or regard for that sting of that Singapore cane on flesh. Just grabbed it and yanked it out of Lawrence's hand like it was nothing. Both these guys trading corner shots with each other now. Lawrence in control at the moment, but all it's going to take for momentum to change is a dime flip. Let's see if Studstache can fight his way out.
Yeah, big chops there from the Law. Going to try and at least make Studstache wince in pain for the time being off the ropes. Ooh, up and over. Big clothesline. Both men go and tumbling to the outside.
We are outside now. Totally legal in a street fight. Referee taking a moment to check on Stud, though.
Yeah, I definitely think Studstache might have clipped his head on the bottom rope on the way out. I mean, that's part of that very dangerous maneuver pioneered, by one of the hardcore legends himself, Mick Foley. I mean, we've seen that man take many a tumble with that big line of his.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh!
And massive shoulder charge into Lawrence, rocks him off his feet and makes him lose balance. And then that club to the back, sending him down. Oh, my gosh. Studstache in control now. These two men, both brawlers in their style, looking to absolutely show who's got the bigger fist here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a street fight a street fight is about as absent of rules. Oh, slingshot off the ropes into a shoulder check by Studstache. I mean, street fights are simple in that there are no rules, really. There's no real disqualifications. There's nothing off limits here. I mean, the match is going to go until someone either gets pinned or gives up.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And right now, both of these men have been kind of wailing on each other from the very start. Studstache, especially with that creative offense we saw earlier, getting back into the ring now by the looks of it. Lawrence rolling over that trash can lid as he made his way back in. It's got to at least sting or something.
And this is the pace that Studstache is known for, man. These big impact moves using both his body as a weapon and actual weapons to wear his opponent down. I mean, this is the traditional Studstache style. I mean, it's only gonna get downhill for Botello quickly if he doesn't act quick.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. That slow, methodical pace. That's all he really needs in order to find his moment. Take strikes just like that boot to the chest and then to the back. We've been a mile a minute here since the opening bout, but Studstache is not wanting to go with that pace as he wails on Lawrence's chest with those open hand chops.
Coming in. Oh, big leg drop missing wide.
Lawrence saw it coming, got out of the way just in the nick of time. It was so darn close, but Lawrence knew it was coming.
Yeah, and these club fists to the back of the head, too. I mean, we've seen Botello use his strikes in his matches, but, I mean, in a street fight, typically these shots to the back of the head are, illegal in traditional wrestling, but a street fight, you can target the back of the head as much as you care to.
Oh, for sure. He is the law, but in a street fight, it's all about anarchy, man.
There you go. Again, shot to the kidneys there, and Studstache just brushes him off.
Wow. With just one hit, just one arm, just a strike of one arm sent Lawrence flying onto his back.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving up probably at least 100 pounds to Studstache, and again, Studstache, I think, biting the forehead of Botello there.
Digging his teeth into the man like a wild animal. Not much technique or poise in this type of match, but don't really need it, no.
No, not at all. Absolutely. If you're looking for finesse in a street fight, you're definitely going to the wrong place.
Yeah, it's not the best place to find it, that's for sure. You'll see more biting and shots to the back of the head and weapons smacking flesh.
Yeah, I mean, these guys haven't even gone digging for toys outside of the ones that Botello brought in. So I'm concerned. All I had to deal with tonight was trash cans. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Lord only knows what kind of creativity these guys will get up to. What kind of deadly, brutal creativity.
And there you go. I mean, look, as a mustachioed man myself, it's not quite as at the level of Studstache's, but you gotta make sure that you're looking good even when you're choking somebody out.
For sure, you gotta make sure that vaudeville look is still looking nice and fresh on you. So he twirls his mustache like an old circus villain. He's taking a moment to taunt the crowd now. Perhaps a little bit overconfident in his display, as Lawrence is still trying to make his way back up.
5 minutes have gone by. 5 minutes.
There we go, the 5-minute mark. Seems to be Lawrence's cue. He's got those fists balled, and he's striking back. Hard club to the back, but the sheer momentum and oh my gosh, that hurt Lawrence just as much as it may have maybe been felt by Stache.
Yes, Studstache still has been basically on his feet the entire match.
Absolutely.
Botello's maybe gotten him down to a knee once or twice, but still hasn't been able to chop the big man down.
He's been on his knees at least twice because of the pain he felt from striking Stache.
Yeah.
This man, this walking brick of a man, has caused.
You can see, Botello even getting his feet underneath him, popping those hips, trying to get him off the ropes, cannot get this big man off. Oh.
Definitely the size and strength advantage coming into Stud's play here.
Yeah, reversal and just an absolute concrete wall in the way of Lawrence Botello.
Vicious clothesline, just absolutely knocking the wind out of Lawrence.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, straps are down. Business is booming in Studstache Enterprises. I mean, they don't call this man the enforcer for nothing.
Absolutely. He's through playing around now. The straps are down. There's nothing holding him back at this moment. A few grounded punches for good measure. Just a couple more rock-solid fists to face, because why not? And an old-fashioned choke. Whatever it takes to whittle your opponent down in a little less than nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is just another, people have 9 to 5s, right? You know, you come in, you type away in a keyboard, you go home. I mean, this is Studstache's 9 to 5. This is just another day on the job for a man like him.
Absolutely. I've heard that Studstache is a man that likes to go to bars, not to get drunk, but to fight.
Oh, there you go. Big pump handle slam.
Oh my gosh, Lawrence just flopping around there. The sheer force just causing his nerves to fire off all at once and send him flying around.
Yeah, and you see Studstache didn't even need to drive Botello down. Just the strength alone from him, just from the pump handle itself, was enough to just destroy the Law. And now he's got his eyes on the kendo stick.
There we go. Those aforementioned toys finally starting to come into play here. The kendo stick that Lawrence himself brought into the fight, now being turned against him by the looks of it. Oh, but he rolls out of the way in the nick of time.
Oh, shotgun drop kick gonna daze Studstache for the time being. Gets into the corner. Head of steam, big knee lift.
Here we go. What's he got cooking? And another one for good measure.
I mean, got to do what you can to take this big man down. Pulls him in.
Oh, he's going for the lawbreaker. Oh,
no, I think Studstache got a hold of it, reversed it to a Russian leg sweep of his own.
pretty stellar move on display there. Bring the Law down to the mat with purpose. Both men are down, however, though. Bit of a struggle from each of them to get back to their feet. They've both been wailing on each other pretty much non-stop since the bell. You can see it really starting to take its toll now. The crowd is cheering Lawrence on, though. Let's see if their motivation could be enough to get him back up, and he's got it. Kendo stick in hand.
Oh,
right.
And a home run off the top of the skull there.
Right across the dome. Picture perfect. Good effect on target. Studstache is down for now. Lawrence still wrenching over from the effects of this match, but Studstache is down.
Yeah, the first time he's gotten Studstache off his feet in this entire contest, and see referee Anthony Garza checking here. I think he may have hit a bullseye there. Did Law on Studstache. I think Studstache might be busted open. I can see referee Anthony Garza putting on the gloves here.
Oh no!
Yeah, I think he might be Botello targeting it. Smells the blood in the water like a shark. And Studstache trying to get him away. And yeah, there you go.
Yep, there it is. That man is busted open. Lawrence is going back at it again, though. Not letting up on this man. Just keeping up the assault. And that's what you got to do to win a street fight, though.
I would be careful, though. I'm sure this is far from the first time that Studstache is seeing red. I think it's probably going to piss him off more than it's going to do any actual damage.
Oh, for sure. The last time he was on AAPW in his match against Insane, he bled, and that I feel like that only motivated him to keep going more than anything else.
These guys who spend their time in the trenches of hardcore professional wrestling, they have, I mean, you got to have a high pain tolerance to be a professional wrestler, but these guys are on another level. Oh my goodness, in the recoil.
10 minutes have gone by. 10 minutes.
Lawrence going to town on that busted open skull with the kendo stick. Even the referee Anthony Garza, even he kind of recoiled in horror when Lawrence smacked Stud across the face again.
Oh, and there you see. Look, I thought we used all the lids we could in my match, but I think Botello pilfered one for himself.
He did. I don't know if you saw, but Studstache's knees were buckling there after taking that shot from the metal trash can lid. Now Lawrence is weighing down on him, trying to chop down a cherry tree. Call him George Washington, will ya? There he is, sword and shield in hand once again. Studstache appears to be at the mercy of Lawrence.
And yeah, I mean, look, that's definitely one way to go at it. Goodness, wailing away on the back of Studstache.
I don't know if I've ever seen Lawrence be this aggressive. This is a new flavor of just brutality coming from this man.
You gotta give a man like Studstache a taste of his own medicine.
Every now and then, you are absolutely right on that, Felix. I don't think you would be able to take this guy down in a traditional wrestling match.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. I know for sure. As much as I would try with all my immense strength, I know I could not do it here in Botello.
Oh, here we go.
Kendo stick in hand, Lawbreaker on the trash can lid.
2 weapons at his disposal, the devastating finishing move, and there it is.
And let me tell you.
Your winner at a time of 12 minutes, the Law, Lawrence Botello!
Let me tell you how effective a trash can lid is. Very.
Extremely, Felix. I know you would know probably more than anybody right now how good that effective weapon is. Wow, what a show. Studstache busted open, sprawled out like a starfish in the middle of the ring. Lawrence just looking over his victim. The intensity on his face.
Here we go. I mean, one of the man whose name is most synonymous, I think, with AAPW, Lawrence Botello there, defending the home turf over Studstache.
Standing over his fallen opponent like a conqueror, overlooking his newly conquered lands. He is the law, everybody. He just wants to remind you.